Oh, welcome. We are back after our long break. Interesting developments, interesting sentiment in the markets. Things have been playing out. Not all of our calls have been correct. We've made some errors, which is common. It's the markets after all. But one thing which is the most important to me is not necessarily what Bitcoin will do or the miners will do or some of the stocks will do, but overall, how does the market react to data, to incoming data, and what is the debt market telling us? So let's start from the dollar. We had said some time ago, about a month, if not less, that this would be the topping area. It was on a daily, if you remember, chart, and I haven't touched it. And I told you guys to me, this looks like a topping tail. Whenever you have a diagonal structure like this, where it has reached the upper level at least 3 times, and especially the candle close like this on recent highs, it shows significant down side. So we had this flush here, a bit of a weak bounce, lower, higher bounce, retesting the structure. This is the beauty of structures. I didn't touch this line to accommodate this. It just happened like that. And then it flushed down again. So retesting is something that happens a lot, especially if you're on a downturn, but it can be bullish if you're going up. Okay, so the DXY wants to go down. No debates about this. Targets, I could see this going all the way down to 99, just a bit lower than here. It's not going to come down a straight line. You're going to have bounces, right? You're going to have peaks and troughs. But I can see this reaching this support here, this area here, okay? I can see this. Either 99, 97, 96, 94, 95. It's possible. I really do think that we can get them. So let's look at the rates. I had told you some time ago that oftentimes the front rates will move much faster and will indicate where the longer term rates will move. We saw this. I want to go on the weekly. We saw this on the 6 month, on the 2 year. I had told you that when the 2 year, the 6 month was coming down faster, the 10 year and the 30 year were still holding. And we can see that this is the case as well. There were bigger candles in the front rates. And the front rates always indicate what's going to happen later on. But of course, it takes some time. This week, if anybody, like I've been telling you, I was on TLT calls. I made a really good amount of money from those calls. I don't think it's over by any stretch. I have sold so far because I made a decent amount and I want to lock in my gains. I'm waiting to see. We might see a potential bounce here because seeing the structure here, if we get this trend line, the third time when there's a third hit on a trend line like this, normally there's a type of bounce. So look to see for a bounce. Next week we can have a 50% retracement of this big candle right here, 4.6, and then we can continue down. Okay, it's possible. Let's see. TLT, excellent move. Look at the TLT. Nothing fancy, slowly grinding higher, making higher highs, higher lows. Look at this retest. What we just discussed about retest was important. Whenever you see a retest, that shows you that bullish momentum is building up. And this again was a retest in this support area after we had broken out of it. It's a very interesting phenomena. Okay, the Russell, we've been wrong with the Russell. I did think that after this big candle would be moving higher. I liked the close, but I didn't like this candle here. This candle in the middle, like a cross, signifies potential reversal. But this is short term. I don't think this is the top yet. I just think this was a temporary double top, but it was just local. I do think that we see much higher Russell prices in the next coming months. And look, it's very normal for the first 3 months at least to see some volatility when there's a new president coming in. Trump likes to be vocal. He likes to say things. He scares the markets. The tariffs are coming. The tariffs might be stalled. Now they're coming back again. Look, a lot of the data that is coming in is showing that there is weakness in the economy. The housing market has been coming down decisively. Unemployment, jolts, etc., inflation, PPI, it's showing that it's coming down. Okay? So we're having that moment where the bond market is also realizing that, look, we are seeing weakness in the economy. No way is this inflation going to stay. And like Friedman used to say, famous economist, the cure for higher prices is higher prices. Because at some point, the consumption drops and everything comes down. We had the Walmart earnings, and although earnings have been decent for a lot of these companies, the forward guidance is indicating that there's some change in the consumer. So, Bitcoin. Should we be worried about volatility in Bitcoin? No. Whenever you see volatility in Bitcoin on the downside, that's a buying sign. You have to buy that. And Bitcoin has been so far very stable. When you see long consolidation, one move is imminent, but usually it favors the opposite side of how initially looks like it's consolidating. What I mean is, like over here, a lot of people perceive this as a bull consolidation. Yes, but if it takes too long, especially over 7 candles, that's a sign of weakness. Okay, and this flush is brilliant. I bought decent amount, and I think this trend line here will hold true. I think this trend line here will show that from here we could go up maybe another 30, 50, 40%. Maybe we could go 130. It's possible. When you see weekly lows, I've noticed that you get some weekly lows, like over here, for instance, and then you see a lift off. Okay, this has happened many times before. There are some other analysts who do have weekly cycles. I do think that it plays out based on what I've been looking at, but I want to check out the miners with you. So I sold at some point here. I saw this candle. I didn't like this candle. I bought a bit lower. I rushed. I should have waited. And then I was just waiting for a bounce. I sold at a loss, but it wasn't that much of a loss. I held up this time and I bought today finally. So I bought more than 100 shares more without putting new capital. So this arbitration was this arbitrary approach helped out because I really don't think that this is a top. I really don't think this is it. I think this is the flush. I think the fear ingredient is indicating that as well. And I do think that we're going to see higher prices. Same as gold. This was great flush. You need that. Like, everybody's so focused on the 4 hour. Yeah, it's 4 hours great too, but you got to look at the bigger picture. Look at the run up in gold. You need a pause day like this. This is when you buy, in the pause days. And I do think that we can see lower prices, but all the environment right now for gold is very bullish, and the drop in the dollar. Once the market sniffs out that the rates are really dropping, because this is what happened here. If we look at the markets and how they moved with the rates, every time that rates were coming down, at first everybody was thinking that, oh, this is it. Rates are dropping, and then you see another bounce, much bigger bounce, and that scares the market, right? So the debt market has been very unstable. The debt market is almost like a meme coin. At this point, though, because we are seeing a head and shoulder movement, I do think that you'll see less than 4% in the 10-year and the 30-year, and then we can go much lower. We can even go back to Yeah, we could see 3.6 test. We can even go much lower to 3.2. And I wouldn't be even surprised, because I told you that this curving, I've told you months now, this curving like structure indicates it wants to go down. There's momentum lost, and we will go down. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up in the 1%. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up in the 0%. I really wouldn't be surprised. I'm just letting you know. TLT, great calls. You can continue playing this for the longer run. But yeah, that's my take. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry for the delay, but sign up, subscribe, like, comment, and let the markets do the rest.